sex with my mouth, licking in balls.
I used to look at this video a lot, and I used to laugh at it, but I knew what it was. It just that it's always been crazy to me. But every time when I look at this video, I look at it like it's so much of a contradictory. This is the reason why the whole, I don't even want to say it. What you witness right there, and a lot of y'all are gonna have different perspective of what y'all see. But all churches do that. I mean, in one sense, the church tell you come as you are. And now all the churches that you see, if you ain't dressed in $1,000 skirt set or pantsuit or a $300-400 suit, it's like church is basically now a fashion show. Because if you don't look high in fashion, you ain't getting in that church because you look like you don't got no money. If you ever see a church and everybody in that church look regular, believe me, it's a family church. But what I wanted to say was that they tell y'all in the Christianity and the religion world that we are not supposed to judge other people. Like every time when somebody says, oh, you judging me, and judging and judging and judging. But this woman is on stage, and you can tell she's a lost woman. She has no sense of direction. She's trying to get answers. So the fact that she came into church means a lot. Now, this is a woman that only have nothing but herself and her experience. So right then and there, we should already know that most likely this woman is going to say some things that it might be gripping, because you can look at it and you can tell. So when she get on at the top of the church, in the front of the church, she's telling people that she's a prostitute. Mind you, this woman don't know how to express herself. She might not ever had or ever had a way to express herself. So now she's saying that she used to have sex in the mouth. She's being blunt. She's being real. She is expressing to God's people what she is doing, and she's blunt with it. And instead of the church listening to this woman, and I know y'all gonna say, well, there's kids in there. Cover their ears. Cover their ears. Because you have a lost soul that had just walked into your church. Cover their ears. Then you hear somebody in the background saying, woo! That's because our pussy got hot. That's crazy. And then they're going to take the mic out of her hand and then give it back to the lady and say, we're going to pray for you. You just judged her. The whole entire church just judged this woman on by the things that she said. And if they would have allowed this woman to continue to go on, that lady probably would have opened up in a way that she have never opened up to nobody in life. And she probably would have thanked the church for making her better, because they probably should have just showed her love and acceptance and show her that she is fine. That probably was all the fuck she needed. That's probably all she needed, was to feel love for that moment. And if I would have changed her life, but what did the church do? The church stopped her tongue. This is a church. That's why every time when I look at that video and I see so many people talking about it, it's like y'all don't even, it's like we are so blind as zombies until we can see. This is why I say we are going to see the same thing, but it's up to us to interpret what we're seeing. And you got to understand, people going to have different perspectives, but we all going to see the same thing. What did you just see? You just saw the church judge this woman, took her voice. Now that woman feel like she don't got nowhere to turn. If she can't even go to a fucking church, who would she have anywhere to go to or turn to, even if the church didn't want to hear her out? So once the church don't want to hear you out, and the church judge you, once you walk out that door, you're going to be a lost soul, because you're not going to trust anybody else to express to, because they don't even look at you as such. They look at you as a fucking prostitute. And the church just made you feel like trash. And y'all say that we ain't in hell. These lost souls don't have no sense of direction. These lost souls are beings that is trying to find their way, because they know that they want better. They just don't have no direction because everybody around them. This is why we are so scattered all over the earth. Because if that woman just meet the right person, that one person can change her whole fucking life. That's why I say it's many chosen beings. That lady right there could be a chosen being. That lady right there can probably bless that whole fucking church if they would have just did one thing, but they fucked themselves. They turned away a servant. That lady could have been a test. You never know. That lady could have been a test. That could have been a Messiah walking in that church. What did the church do? Take the mic. Get our ass up out of here. Make her have a seat talking all that shit up in this church. We don't do that shit here. So what do y'all do at the church? That's why I said sometimes the Great Awakening, the pill was so hard to swallow until this is why a lot of people can't wake up. Because a lot of people don't want to wake up to the shit that I say. They don't want to wake up to it. Because when they go to church on Sunday and somebody get up, they're going to see that shit. And they're going to actually open up their eyes. A chosen one can talk to many people, but it's up to you to listen to that chosen one and go down that road. Now, anybody that see this video, whenever they go to church on Sunday and somebody stand up and give their testimony and they take the mic from their hand, you're going to think about that shit like, wow, that girl on TikTok said that shit. And you see that shit for yourself. Think about that. So that's why I wanted to make this video. Like sometimes y'all don't know who our true creator, our true source. Y'all don't know who is a part of Christ down here. We get tested every day. Sometimes we pass the test, sometimes we fail the test. But certain type of people should not fail at all. And what I mean by that is the church. The church put it out there like they all this God holy and all this crap. But if you don't look the part, you don't act the part. It kind of reminds you of the 12 disciples. That's why they threw away the 13th disciple, because the 13th disciple was disobedient. And all the other 12 disciples, they was willing to give their life for their God and serve their God. And they was protected by God. But the 13th disciple was like, nah, I'm not listening to your God. I want to do for people. I want to do things. I can do. This is why they eliminated the 13th apostle. It's more than 12 tribes. 12 tribes are the ones that has a Lord. The 13th don't. That's why you don't hear nothing about the 13th. Everything is in 12s. But don't worry. We're about to feel that energy of that 13. 13 is a very powerful number, not just 33. 13 is a very powerful number. Very.